Hi, thanks for tuning in with me, Steve Hayes, and Michael Darby as we talk to you about the UKCA marking. Michael and I both work in the Connected Technology business unit of Element, and we help manufacturers get their products to market. Historically, that focused in Europe on CE marking, but since the UK left the EU as a result of Brexit, we now have UKCA marking. The UKCA marking is accepted for a period of time in conjunction with CE marking to allow for that transitional period. That transitional period is continually being debated. Michael, do you want to just give us a quick update as to what the latest status is?
Yeah, so UKCA marking for products being sold started officially from the 1st of January 2021. Now, one point I want to make is it's for Great Britain. So the UK is Great Britain and Northern Ireland. But for all manner of political reasons, you can't have a border between Northern Ireland and the country of Ireland. And therefore, from a trade point of view, Northern Ireland is in the CE marking zone. This is all a complicated topic for a short webinar, but essentially products being sold into Northern Ireland are done so under the CE marking as per the rest of the country of Ireland, whereas Great Britain has the UKCA mark. With hindsight, I wonder if they might have called it the GBCA mark, but we have the UKCA mark. And manufacturers could use the UKCA mark for selling into Great Britain from the 1st of January 2021. Now, there isn't a trade agreement between the EU and the UK, but the UK made a decision to continue or allow manufacturers to continue to ship CE marked products into Great Britain for a 2-year period from the 1st of January 2021 to January 2023. As we neared the end of 2022, however, the UK made that decision to extend that a further 2 years. So now we're looking at the 1st of January 2025 when it will stop being permitted to use the CE mark as a way into Great Britain. Of course, you could still have a product with the CE mark on it. A label could have the CE mark and the UKCA mark. It doesn't mean having the CE mark on the label is forbidden, but what it means is up at this point, you can use the CE mark to get your product into Great Britain. But from the 1st of January 2025, a product coming into Great Britain would need the UKCA mark, unless, of course, they choose to delay it again for another couple of years, which isn't out of the question, in my opinion.
So the UK has introduced its horizontal legislation, and it's a name that I always forget. It's the Product Security and Telecommunication Infrastructure Act. Do you want to repeat that?
No, certainly don't.
Okay, so that act is a draft piece of UK-only legislation, and as it stands at the moment, the idea is that it will come into force during April 2024, so a mere 6 months away from the recording of this particular video. The UK is unlikely to put the date of that back because it wants to make sure that there are cyber requirements that are applicable to products that are entering the UK market. Now, if that happens, it will be the first bit of divergent legislation that we have between the UK and the EU, because the Cyber Resilience Act certainly will not be coming in by April 2024. So the UK will lead on that particular topic. As I say, it's draft legislation, something that Michael and I and the legal team here within Element are following closely to make sure that as soon as it's published, as soon as it becomes mandatory requirement, that we'll be informing our customers and viewers to make sure that you understand what those requirements are. So keep tuning in, listening out for it, and we'll give you the updates on that piece of legislation as and when it gets published. Thanks for listening.